Welcome to Dual Credit United States History. I wanted to take this time to give you a little virtual open house and give you the opportunity to put a face to the name. So I am Mr. Shane Fairbanks, and I wanted to give you a little quick background about me. I am a 2003 graduate of this fine academic institution, Billings Central Catholic High School. And after attending Billings Central, I went to Montana State University Billings and the Maastricht Center for Transatlantic Studies in the Netherlands, where I received my bachelor's in both history and English. And then I went on to get my master's degree from Sam Houston State University. A couple of fun facts about me. First of all, I am a guitar enthusiast and music enthusiast, and I own a few guitars. I've got a little collection going. And I also own a few bobbleheads. I'm a big fan of historical and Star Wars themed bobbleheads in particular. And I have been teaching here at Billings Central since 2007. So in that time, I've designed a beautiful class called Dual Credit United States History. Now I know when I say the words United States History, you feel this sudden urge to release the beast. And you hear the Eagles screaming and you just want to fist pump, right? So go ahead, unleash that beast, get that patriotism going, because God bless America. We're proud to be Americans, I hope. Now that's not always easy. I realize that some people find it hard to be patriotic. Our country is often beset by violence and protests. We face a slumping economy, a pandemic on top of everything else, and growing unemployment. It is easy to look at our situation and think that it is unprecedented, and that our new normal is dystopian. While that certainly may be true, a quick look at the experiences of past generations of Americans shows that we can face down these challenges and overcome. The generation that welcomed the 20th century into existence found themselves shipped off to foreign battlefields in World War I. And upon their return, they faced the worst pandemic in human history, a pandemic that killed the young and the healthy by the hundreds of thousands of Americans, and globally, millions upon millions. This Spanish flu killed more people more quickly than anything else in history, but they overcame. The next generation of Americans faced the Great Depression and Dust Bowl, and soon found themselves embroiled in fighting around the world against tyranny, oppression, and genocide in World War II. But they overcame. Their children hoped that the world would be free to embrace democracy. But if you were non-white, those democratic ideals did not pertain to you. And civil rights leaders, student leaders, and anti-war protesters soon found themselves fighting a war at home. But they overcame. This is why we study our history. Because contained within the pages of American history are innumerable stories. Stories of both triumph and tragedy. Stories of the clash of cultures and the birth of ideas. We see a people with an unquenchable thirst for freedom and their struggle against tyranny. We see a nation struggling to grapple with its destiny, a people trying to uphold the ideals put forth in our Constitution. We see stories of war, those fought for selfish desires and those fought to help establish freedom around the globe. And while we have often been imperfect, ultimately the story of America is one of a people who are seeking to be a beacon to the world for freedom and equality. It is for that reason that I sincerely believe that knowledge of our past gives us guidance for our future. Because when we look at our past, we can see the heroes of the past generations and now learn how to be the heroes that our generation needs. Okay, you gotta tell me. I mean, I get chills saying that. I hope that you got some chills too, because American history is exciting. As we think about college, there's some questions that might come up. First of all, some numbers here for you. Did you know that in the United States today, 46% of college students drop out of school without a degree? Well, they get to college and they realize it's pretty hard, and the numbers tell us that many students get there and right away realize how hard it is, because 75% of college dropouts do so in their first year. College is tough, and they're going to learn that pretty quickly. All right, 60% of college students transfer from their first university of choice. They go to that ideal school, they realize it was a lot harder and more expensive than they thought, they come back home. And so another number for you to consider here as we start this class is 2 semesters semesters of dual credit U.S. history taken here at Central can earn 6 Montana transfer credits. Now, I know that as you start this class, there's many questions on your mind, because any patriot would have these questions on their mind. So for instance, is this college thing legit? Yes, it is. If you take a look at why we're doing this instead of AP U.S. history, I think the numbers again speak for themselves. So AP U.S. history, or APUSH, it's not fun. I taught it for years. It's just not fun. Nationally, only 54% of students who take the AP U.S. history test will pass it. If you look at the easiest test to pass is art portfolio. The second easiest test to pass with a 90% pass rate in the country, Chinese language and culture. And yet, U.S. history is ranked number 4 as one of the hardest tests to pass in the AP program. Why? That doesn't make sense. You work hard all year, you do all this extra work, and there's no guarantee that you're actually going to get your college credit. I think that's a waste, and so therefore we're going to take dual credit instead and get that college credit. Why not? I mean, you have to pass U.S. history anyway. Might as well get a good grade and do a little extra work and get guaranteed college credit out of it. Plus, you're elite. If you're a student that is taking this class, or you're the parent of a student that is taking this class, you know that that student is elite and that they are meant to be here and that they wouldn't be in any other general class. Looking forward to that. I know that they will have a great time in this class and benefit from it. If you take a look at the U.S. history syllabus, you can see that this is the kind of information that the colleges will want to know when they transfer credit, because you don't just need to use this transfer credit at MSU Billings. It transfers to a number of colleges. Every Montana university will take it, but like Gonzaga, Carroll, private schools have been taking this college credit as transfer credit as well. Now, another question that might be on your mind if you're a patriot is, you've heard that this class is not only awesome, but maybe, a bit of a challenge. Wondering, is it worth it? Is it worth the extra work and the extra time? And I can say yes, it definitely is. As we all know, college is ridiculously expensive, so why not save a little money while you're in high school, right? If you took this class and got your 6 credits at the University of Montana, it would cost you just over $1,500. If you were to take this same class at Montana State University, it would cost you just over $1,700. Go to Carroll? Whoa, what about Gonzaga? Ouch! Okay, well, thank goodness you can take this class here and now and get that college credit. And you can get it for free! Now, some other questions that might be on the mind. American Studies, what the Franklin is that? The American Lit class and the U.S. History class work in tandem because Abraham Lincoln, who was a contemporary of Edgar Allan Poe, both of them were poets. Abraham Lincoln was a poet. Edgar Allan Poe, of course, was a poet and a creative writer. And being able to talk about the history, talk about the people that existed in American history and wrote these incredible things, we can gain so much more depth. It's reading the book that pertains to things we're learning in other classes. So it works really well. It's called cross-curricular instruction. It's going to be great. Plus, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Rather than having 2 teachers who are crazily assigning a lot of homework, you've got 1 teacher that's assigning homework and knows what you're going through in your other class. Therefore, less homework, all right? Now, in the event that you ever have too much homework, you just got to talk to me. We'll find a way to make it work, okay? I want you to stay in this class, and we find a way to make it work for your schedule. And with that, I'd just like to show you a little quick introduction to the kinds of things you can find on my website, which is shanefairbanks.com, So you go to shanefairbanks.com and you'll see these drop-down menus. You go to U.S. History, you can click on the class homepage, and there not only register for the class with MSUB, but also subscribe to our calendar as well for the class. And you've got a number of other things here, but one of the big things that we'll need as we face down this pandemic and the occasional absence, we need to look at the online lectures page. I'm usually going to be able to have a live feed that has a computer set up to see what we're doing in class so that if you're gone, you can catch it that way on Schoology. But then again, sometimes things don't work, so I'll also record our lectures and put them available on my webpage, and it'll take you to a video that then you can stream from the comfort of your home. So with that, again, I'd just like to welcome everyone to Dual Credit United States History. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in class.